It's called Robusta and Arabica, where we have track sessions parallelly going. So you can pick and choose which session you want to attend, and accordingly, you can go and get seated there in that respective hall. And we also have people who will join us on Zoom. So overall, we had an RSVP of 900 plus for today's event. That's a good number, and I expect at least 50% of people to show up. That's been our usual, I would say, assessment out of all the events that we have run. So with this, I want to give a warm welcome to everyone who has joined us online, taking out your personal time, and also who have traveled all the way here from different parts of the country. So welcome everyone. So we'll have a very warm and enjoying session throughout the day. So this is about the Bangalore chapters. So we have 3 co-leaders. Please excuse the font resolution. People who are sitting in the front, you might see a little distorted. But later on, I think you'll get bigger fonts to see. So we have Vishnu, who is sitting outside at the registration desk. Then we have Sandeshi Nagaraj. You might have seen him somewhere around here. And then it's me, Girish. So before we go to that next slide, right? So what are the next steps here? So we want people to join the chapter. You can go to ace.atlassian.com/Bangalore and you can register so that you get notified first. Someone like a YouTuber, right? Click the bell icon and subscribe so that you get the notification first whenever we have these exciting sessions for you. So please do visit ace.atlassian.com/Bangalore and you'll get these notifications first. So this is about Bangalore ACE. So we have in the past 12 rolling months, we have hosted 87 events. Sorry, not past 12 rolling months, throughout since the inception. And then we have, as of yesterday night, we have 2,795 members in the Bangalore community, which is the largest community in the APAC region. So give a round of applause for yourself for making this biggest community in the APAC. And I'm sure we'll outgrow as the biggest community in the world. And so this was an average RSVP of 2275 unique RSVPs throughout our sessions. Our check-in rate was 42%. Like I said, today you can experience that 42% here, right? And you are one of the 42% of the RSVPs. So we also run a SOS group in WhatsApp. Again, since the inception of Atlassian Cloud, the kind of use of this group has not been very prominent because you hardly get to see any outages in the cloud, so which is good. However, people who are still in data centers, who have these questions about, hey, I upgraded my Jira, it's not coming up, what do I do? Especially in the midnights and on the weekends. So we run this SOS group. So you can just scan this QR code and get yourself signed up in the WhatsApp group. All good? So we have a host of speakers today. Majority are from Atlassian, and we have a few of them from sponsors. So everyone's going to come up with an exciting session for you. So please stay tuned. Like I said, we have sessions that will run parallelly post 12 p.m. here and in one of the halls behind. Please make sure that you support our sponsors. There are booths outside. There is Atlassian Foundation booth. There is Atlassian support bar. For the very first time, we have bought this in India. Thanks to Tamanna, she's been working very hard to get these things arranged at the very last minute. So please, a round of applause for her, please. And then we also have a status page booth outside. We have our title sponsor, Microgenesis. They have a booth. Then we have Haiku, who is into Atlassian, another SaaS backup platform. So please do visit their booth and support them as well. So these are the speakers lined up. So as in when we go to these individual sessions, you will get an intro from these speakers. And what happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas. Do you all agree? Okay, so it comes to Bangalore, and we have tried our best to recap the session. I know, we are a little late in terms of our schedule, but then I'll try and catch up. And there was an exciting, updates for you from Vegas. So I'll just go and quickly run you through these updates. I know it's a little bit overwhelming for people who are first-time Atlassian users. For Atlassian Pro, you will be really excited as I go through these updates. I'm sure at the end of my updates, you will be standing on your toes. Okay, so let's quickly go through these updates. If it's little overwhelming, uh, I, Vishnu, and Nagaraju are here, and especially most of the Atlassians are here in their booth. Please visit them and ask them about these updates. They'll be happy to give you these updates. Okay. So there's an update on Jira and Jira Work Management. So there is an evolution of tools. Can anyone say what's this update about? Anyone in the audience? Sorry? So Jira software and Jira Work Management will now be known as Jira. J-I-R-A. Right? That's how the Atlassian started way back, almost 2 decades back, and now that is how it will be known for. So these are the quick updates on the Jira. So you can now easily create goals in Jira. You can easily embed videos via the Loom. Can you imagine where your customer is allowed to record a quick video bite, and submit a ticket in Jira saying that, hey, I have this laptop which is crashed. You can see this, such a wonderful thing. Jira is getting list view for all projects. Does it sound exciting? I see everyone silent. Yeah? Anybody who's excited? Can you raise your hands up? I am too. Thank you. And then AI. So what is AI? Anybody in the audience? Sorry? Shout, it's okay, shout. Great. So AI is Atlassian intelligence within Atlassian ecosystem. So we have launch of new idea threads. For example, whenever you want to, let's say you want to develop a product and you start putting in a context about the product. Now the AI bot can help you create stories for that epic. Isn't that cool? So it can do much more. So you'll learn as I go through the slides. Now create automation rule using natural language. Who doesn't love it? So no more writing JQLs and all those scripts for your automation. You can now use your natural language and easily create automation rules. How many of you use automation rules in the audience? Quite a few hands. Great. How many of you love this feature of writing your query or automation rules in natural language? Thank you. Next is Confluence updates. Start by typing in a question, set stage for brainstorming. So this is the whiteboard, and you can just simply start typing your question, and that will search across the Atlassian products, across the linked Atlassian products, and that will automatically bring you these cards on your whiteboard. Isn't that cool? I'm not getting any excited because I am not hearing any applause from the audience. So this is something we have been waiting for a decade for Confluence to bring in. So I'm super excited about this. Now, with this customer feedback cards, which automatically were created, going through the stories and all that, now it can automatically categorize and group those requests. I'm sure the product owners might be cursing me out here, saying that, are you going to take our jobs away? Absolutely not. So you have a new assistant now in Confluence who can help you, right? How cool is it? So now, what's uber cool is it can also create Jira issues directly from those storyboards. Is that good? Great. How many of you think this is a great feature? Hardly few hands. We'll run a special edition community event for only Confluence users next time. We'll try so that you get more excited with these updates. So next is the page catch up. So there are 10,000 words on a page. How cool is it for you for an AI bot to summarize and give you a quick summary of what is there, the whole context, or a brief summary of the 10,000 words in one single page? Good? Thank you. You're on video, by the way, so please clap. If you don't clap, I think Atlassian will also not feel excited to release new features. So I think you should keep clapping so that you see much more uber cool features coming up in these products. Now, the next one is a wide variety of AI features in Confluence plus unified search. In the interest of time, I'm not going to go through every item there, but what is unified search is now you can start searching in Confluence and it can bring in the data from Jira, it can bring in the data from Bitbucket of every connected apps in the Confluence ecosystem. Is that cool? Next time I should set up a team to just clap for me whenever I'm doing these updates. Next is Loom. How many Loom users here? Quite a lot. I'm sure Atlassians will be seeing a lot of Loom videos from your leaders, coming up. And this is a video messaging platform, I would say, for asynchronous communication. Do you know what is asynchronous communication? Anyone? Perfect. Thank you. You can see me afterwards. I have a special goodie for you. And I'm serious about it. Next is, the easiest screen recorder you will ever see, right? You don't need all these green screens and all this stuff behind. It's all AI controlled, very, very simple video recording tool. Just open your laptop screen, and then start recording your video. And then it also has a feature which can automatically transcribe what you speak. So it also gives you a note, plus also it has your presence in the video. Is that cool? So this is about what AI writes based on what you speak. So this is a quick page of the Loom, right? This is Anu Bharadwaj. She's the president of Atlassian. And this is how Anu delivers her monthly updates over a Loom. So that even if you miss one of those QBR meetings and stuff, you can always go and catch up at your convenience. Yes? I'm really excited. I mean, I'm not just saying because I'm here on the stage, but trust me, I have a very distributed team, right? My team works across India, so it really helps me now to deliver my messages and my updates through video. So I'm equally excited about this. And this is how the transcription looks like on your right-hand side, or left-hand side, I think. Yeah, on your right-hand side. So these are a few updates, so I just called it facts. From the Atlassian, so that you hear all the improvements and updates coming up from the Atlassian here. So there were 1,000 features shipped over last year, right? And I have a person here today. I think he's also going to talk a little bit, about Atlassian and things, what's happening there. He's also one of the key person who's responsible for these. One of those 1,000 features. So he's sitting right on the first row of the chair. So he's Govinda. So welcome, Govinda. And we have we have deployed around 8,000 cloud deployments per month. That's an average. Massive, that's massive. I don't have a comparison versus any other SaaS product, but I would say that 8,000 number is super massive every month. And then these are a few updates. So Jira Product Discovery Premium Edition is out, right? Compass Plus Optic for automated API documentation. Anyone using Compass? Only 2 hands. Are you from Atlassian? Yeah, okay, I guess that. So Compass Plus Optic, that's for automated API documentation. Then there is Ops Genie alerting capabilities inside Jira Service Management. So recently there was an announcement. I don't know how many of you have gone through that announcement. So majority of the Ops Genie components will now be available within Jira Service Management. And then you have virtual agents and service desks for all teams within the JSM. How many JSM users here? Quite a few. Impressive. Next, it's Atlassian Guard. So how many of you use Atlassian Access? Only few. So Atlassian Access was incubated, I would say, around 2018. And then that's for identity management. And then we had Beacon Beta now, offering threat detection services now. So they put together, it's called Atlassian Guard. So it's in beta right now, so you should hear more in the coming days. It also gives you the DLP and robust auditing and logging. So I'm super excited because that's what you need for a massive enterprise cloud like Atlassian. Now, this is an update on training. Atlassian University is now dash free. Who said first? Me. So I want to really thank this to the invisible brains, hands, minds, hearts behind this decision. This is one of the greatest decisions. Knowledge is here to share, knowledge is here to grow. And this was one of the greatest decisions, I would say, of giving Atlassian University for free. How many of you? Oh, thank you. I'm sure whoever is watching me from the university team, you will release more and more new courses. You got so many applause from Bangalore. So next one is people who have missed Team 24, which happened in Vegas. There are a lot of on-demand sessions now available online. So please go and visit Team 24 site and you can watch on-demand videos for free. So what's Atlassian Rovo? Rovo. Anyone knows Rovo? Sorry? Again, he's from Atlassian. I know you go through a lot of Loom videos and updates. So here's Atlassian Rovo. So search across data, tools, and platforms, right? And gain a deeper understanding of your company's data. Add specialized agents to workflows. So I'll say why specialized agents. So you can see whenever you try to search, let me see if the video plays. Yes, it plays. So when you try to search, you can even filter the context. You can even filter the results based on the product context as well. And it can bring you the data across the connected platforms, all in one single page. Isn't that exciting? Great. Now, Rovo also does something special for you. So, I had this challenge. I'm almost 2 decades into IT. When I started working, there were a lot of challenges with the jargons or abbreviations, KK, MJ, DD, LJ, all those things, right? So sometimes it's really overwhelming for you to hear that when somebody at CXO level talks about this. So now, if you don't understand a term, you see that there's a term called PPG. Who knows what's PPG, right? So now, Rovo can help you the moment you move your cursor there. In Confluence, Rovo can help you to get the insightful meaning for that abbreviation. How many of you like this feature? Hands up. Almost everybody. Great. Now, going to Rovo agents, right? So Rovo agents help you define objectives to complete, which is goals, will help you share the knowledge, right? Specific information to learn from. It has a characteristic of your organization. It's not just another bot. So you can build that characteristic how your organization wants them to see and hear the information from. And actions. So Rovo can also perform you automated or automation actions, right? So here is the very few Rovo agents which are currently available, and there are a lot of marketplace vendors as well coming up with the Rovo agents. And what's more exciting is you can build your own Rovo agent as well that listens to you. Cool. So these are the Team 24 key takeaways. So AI as a platform service and surfaced across all Atlassian products. Jira and Jira Work Management is now consolidated to Jira. Confluence Unified Search across all tools is finally here. Loom with AI capabilities serves as a teamwork foundation. Rovo is a new AI product. Rovo Agent is your virtual teammate. And Atlassian Guard. So with this, I want to now invite Tamanna, who's a community manager at Atlassian, to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for turning up on a Saturday morning. Really excited to see all of you here. So I am Tamanna. I am community manager for the Asia Pacific region, and my role is to support all the community leaders in APAC. So like a brief about me, I've been in this role for 4 years, and it's been an absolute pleasure to support all the community leaders. Okay, I'm getting the nerves. Okay, so basically I'll just move on. So first and foremost, I want to congratulate the community leaders of Bangalore. They won the Setting the Standard Award 2024. And in the picture, you see Mike and Anu presenting the award to them, and they were in Vegas to receive it. So huge congratulations to them. They put in a lot of effort. You see this event, all is done by them. So I see whatever, like all the claps are even like not enough. They do so much work behind the scene, and I'm just the one who just supports them. Like they have such creative ideas they bring to the table. They were up 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the night and setting up everything. So I think huge kudos to them. And Girish, Vishnu, Sandeshi, if you can stand up. I think Girish is here. Vishnu and Sandeshi are still outside, managing the desk. So yeah, so they are looking after everything. So whenever you are coming to these events, these are the core people whom you should connect with, understand if you have any issues with Atlassian products. They are the core people. Always reach out to them if you have questions, concerns about Atlassian products. And then in the end, they reach out to me. But special thanks to them, because last year they did some super amazing events, and all these events had like 178 plus RSVPs, which is huge. And they surpassed all the global community chapters in Atlassian. So huge kudos to them. Like, I don't have enough words to say how hardworking each of them is. So huge kudos to all of them. And just a brief, I want to introduce, if someone is new to Atlassian community events, I just wanted to take some time to make you understand what are these events, why you are here. So Atlassian community events are for the users and by the users. So Girish, Vishnu and Sandeshi all are customers. So they are customers of Atlassian, but they are so passionate about Atlassian that they want to come forward, do these events for you. They call out the speakers, they figure out who's going to speak in the next event, they take your queries, bring it back to Atlassian. So these are run by users. So if you want to, come and speak at any of these events, I think you reach out to all the community leaders and they can give you a speaking slot. When you're coming to these events, bring your friends who are using Atlassian tools so that they can learn something new from these events. So that is the vision behind these events. So if anyone knows an Atlassian users, direct them to these events so that they also come and become part of this community. This is a brief about how many events we do globally. So this is FY24. Our fiscal year is from July to June. So this is last fiscal year. We did 920 plus events, which is a global number. So every day, at least 2 to 3 events are happening globally, and all community members are going there, getting information about Atlassian tools. So huge kudos to leaders who are running this. We got around 56,000 registrations, huge number. Uh, we have 200 plus chapters, which means like how Bangalore is in India, there are many more chapters in and across the globe. And in each of these events, there is almost 30 plus people turning up at these events. So if you are not from Bangalore, if you are from any other city, you can check out ace.atlassian.com to figure out which is the closest city near you, and you can go and attend these events. So last year, we piloted something called community-led conferences. If you are part of, this is one of the community-led conferences which you are part of. So these were larger scale community conferences where our aim was to attract new members, support community leaders to host larger events, and also create a system for Atlassians to come and attend. So today you see a lot of Atlassian speakers are in the room. Why? Because of these community-led conferences, we were able to bring them and have them here to talk about Atlassian tools. And whenever you are coming to a large scale event, what you can expect is there is going to be good content, great food, great networking opportunities. So when you see such an event happening, go and RSVP as soon as you can. These are some of the upcoming CLCs. We call them CLCs, which is community-led conferences. And we have done some of these in India already. So we hosted one in Visakhapatnam. Noida is doing it today alongside Bangalore. And if you are like from other parts of India, there is one coming up in Pune and the next one in Chennai, last one. So if you are from any of the cities, make sure you go there and visit them. Now, a little bit about online community. So we just talked about what are events, but there's a huge uh, forum of online community members that is there. So just to make you aware like how big our online community is, we get yearly 19 million users. So if you go to community.atlassian.com, that is our online forum where people come for seeking answers, asking questions, and writing articles about Atlassian tools. So if you are one of them who's new to the ecosystem, I say definitely visit community.atlassian.com. And if you see the amount of questions and answers on that forum, it's huge. So it's like 55,000 questions are asked there every year, and these are stats from the last year. And what you see, 41%. So that is the power of community leaders, like folks like Girish, Nagaraju, and Vishnu, who are also answering questions on the online forum. 41% of those answers are by community leaders. So again, a huge kudos to our leaders who are spearheading in all spheres, like, online community events, everywhere you'll see their charm. These are some of the features of our online community. So you have bite-sized learning. Let's say you are new to Jira, you want to learn something about Jira. I think the first place, go to the product groups, start learning from there. There are small videos that you can go through. There is a gamification on our online community. So if you join today, you'll see there are a bunch of activities that you can do, and then you can earn online badges. And those of you who are in the room today, please scan this code so that you know how the gamification works. You'll get an attendee badge today if you do scan it. I'll take a pause for 2 minutes, not 2 minutes, but 1 minute maybe. Just scan it so that, and like that page that takes you to that page. And yeah, scan it and like the page so that you get your online badge. That will motivate you to contribute more on the online community. Okay, so now I'll move to next. Done. Now if someone is interested to become an online leader, so the process is very simple. If you are someone who's used our products for a couple of years, you might be able to answer some of the questions on the online community. So now what you do is, Basically, you go start answering questions, and once you've answered, I think there's 3 months worth of activity on your profile. You can go ahead and apply for being an online leader. And online leaders have also similar perks as events leaders. So I think if you are someone who likes to help share their knowledge, I think online community leadership is for you. So how you can connect with online? So these are some of the ways. So you can join one of the groups. There are product groups. There are interest groups on the online community. Kudos program is there, and you can even become an online leader. And as Girish mentioned, all the university courses are free. So start exploring which learning path suits you and start getting trained on Atlassian tools. There are 60 plus hours of training courses available free to everyone. And this is a quick video of how Atlassian community is. So yeah. So that's about our community. And I think next step for you would be just to, click pictures, share it on social, share it in your network that what you learned out of this event today, so that more and more people can join, and then they can come and share their knowledge, be a speaker. There are so many opportunities with community. So with that, thank you. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll be here. You can ask me any questions about community. I'll be happy to, help you. Thank you. Now, next speaker is coming up, who is more. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So, presentation. Okay. So just plug the presentation. So we next speaker we have Govinda Sambamurthy from Atlassian, who is going to talk about Pledge 1%. Huge round of applause for Govinda. Thank you.
Am I audible? Okay. First and foremost, huge congrats to the Atlassian community in Bangalore for getting recognized. Whenever I come, last time I was here with Scott talking about data residency, and we launched data residency for India. Huge round of applause for that. It's always a pleasure to come and meet the members of this community, and we've got some very, very energetic leaders out here, and I come here to get inspired every time. So thank you so much for being amazing members of the community. I'm Govinda Samamurthy. I'm a head of engineering for migrations and data portability. So something which many of you might be working on. But I'm not going to talk about anything related to engineering or product today, right? My great friend Tamanna did talk about all the cool things that the community always does. We want to add something which every single Atlassian is very passionate about, which is about Atlassian foundations, and talk about the 1% pledge that we have. So while I'm talking here, presenting about the 1% pledge, we do have a very strong team. which takes care of Atlassian Foundation. If you have questions after this presentation, please do reach out to them. We have got Harshit, if you're here, Harshit and Afia, right? In case you have questions, please do reach out, right? So, all right. So, what is our mission, right? We believe that the problems in the world cannot be solved alone. In fact, our tagline is impossible alone, right? Specifically, we want to look at the power of education to help create awareness and solve more problems through problem solvers. So there is definite emphasis on education around the world as part of our Atlassian Foundation. And we also want our businesses and nonprofit organizations to use their assets. Essentially, that is the crux behind 1% pledge. How can businesses support with their assets? In our case, we are a software company, so we can support through our software assets various nonprofit organizations around the world. What is our ultimate aim, right? Atlassian exists to unleash the potential of teams around the world. Atlassian Foundation exists to unleash the potential of social impact of teams around the world. That's a very noble mission that we are here with. So if you look at the 1% pledge, right? A 1% pledge is actually a joint, contribution from Atlassian, from various companies like Salesforce, which started way back in 2016. What do we do here, right? As a company, we pledge 1% of our equity, 1% of our profit, 1% of our employee time, at least 1% of our employee time, and 1% of our products, right, to the foundation, essentially for nonprofits and teams which are working for social causes. What's been the impact? Tremendous impact. And this is what actually inspires every single Atlassian to actually work towards our social causes. If you look at any activity related to our team meetings, we are a remote first company, we call Team Anywhere. Anything related to a team meeting or in-person gathering, that is never complete without an Atlassian Foundation event. That's how Atlassians are passionate about giving it back to the society. We have made donations to the tune of $54 million for donations, right? 200,000 plus hours volunteered by Atlassians around the world. That's the employee time. And how many product licenses have we given? 14,500 plus licenses have been given for active, these are active non-profit customers that we have. That's the impact that we make. So last year when Scott was here in Bangalore, we had an event in Leela. There were many companies which joined the 1% pledge. So if you are a company, if you would love to contribute, just like how many other companies along with Atlassian are giving time back to the society, profit back to the society, please reach out to Harshit or Afia. They are around here. Please do reach out and join the 1% pledge, right? Are we able to play this video? So this is a video from one of our customers in nonprofit in Australia. We could hear how 1% Pledge has actively supported their cause. It's a quick and short video while we get the technical issues sorted.
Statistically, we know that 1 in 3 women identify their birth as traumatic. The Australasian Birth Trauma Association, or ABTA as we call ourselves, has a mission for safer birth and better healing for all.
Birth trauma is something that my partner and I experienced, and it's something that I want to improve. It's meant to be such an amazing experience. I feel like that we were kind of robbed of that. My name is Daniel, and I'm a software engineer at Atlassian. I've always felt a really strong desire to give back to the community. Being a part of Atlassian and volunteering has also become a really big part of my life.
ABS has 40 to 50 volunteers dedicating their time, their expertise to helping drive this business. Volunteers are the lifeblood of what we do.
This might be a little bit biased, but to help Apple, the first thing I did was get them onto Atlassian products. I put together a Jira service management so they can make now requests for IT support, and I did a complete reassessment of how we could better provide support, and I ended up coming up with a solution, which is to use a telehealth service provider. Not only have I been able to provide tools to be able to unleash the potential of this team, but I've also been able to provide my knowledge and expertise to further enhance that as well.
I'm incredibly grateful for Atlassian's support and providing opportunities for people like Daniel to come to an organisation that means something to him, be part of our team and ensure that on support the many families that experience birth-related trauma in Australia. We couldn't really do that without people like Daniel.
Volunteering is a great part of Atlassian. It's baked into the DNA. It's something that's empowering to the community. It's something that's empowering to the team, but it's also extremely empowering to yourself. There's opportunities and things that you'll get to experience that you otherwise would have never had a chance to experience.
Thank you. Thank you for fixing that technical issue. As you would have heard, or in case you had difficulty in hearing, this was one of the engineers talking about how to contribute back and how the contribution and volunteering hours have helped one of the Australian communities. So please do reach out in case you would like to contribute back to the 1% pledge, right? Now, there are other ways in which you could also contribute. As a company, we give our products free up to 10 users. But if you belong to a community, if you support social causes through nonprofits, you get 75% off for the teamwork tools. All the software that Atlassian sells, 75% off. And this is the QR code. In case you would like to scan for any references, you could do that. Right? So what is the condition for getting that discount? You should be listed as a non-profit. There are certain conditions in every geo, every country. You can go through that for India. We give discounts for standard and premium cloud licenses. That's what we do, up to 75%. Right? In addition to that, we also provide support. For example, there could be community members, non-profits who may not be very comfortable using our software. We do provide support as part of our volunteering hours through Atlassian employees. So there is a monthly program called Ask an Atlassian. So there are ways in which you could support the cause. One, you could join the 1% pledge if you run a company, or you could inspire your organizations to be part of the 1% pledge. Or if you know of any non-profit companies which need Atlassian software, do reach out to us. We are more than happy to evaluate the 75% discount that's available. 3, if you know of any non-profits which are struggling to get help, reach out to us through the Ask an Atlassian program. And 4, we also have actually a mini event that we have right now. Right? For example, we do volunteer, as I told you, regularly as part of Atlassian team gatherings. We do provide that. In addition, there are quite a lot of employees who inspire students. I have one of my friends, Venki, from talent acquisition. He's a lead in talent acquisition team. He goes around colleges inspiring students every month, talking about new ways of exploring career paths. Right? We do have tie-ups with multiple organizations. Even while we are focused on Atlassian Foundation, we do have an emphasis on education, right? Because we do believe that education can lead to more problem solvers, as I told you earlier. So that's another way in which we could do that. We have actually a booth right next to the entrance where you could have a micro contribution, like fill in your career journey. Many of you have achieved many things throughout your career journey. Please fill in a career card, which gets read in government schools, which can inspire many of these students in government schools. So please do spend a couple of minutes in the booth out there, right? We do have an active partnership with multiple partners, especially on the education front. American Indian Foundation, the Raspberry Pi Foundation, and Teach for India. Incidentally, we have members from all the three partners out here. In case you would like to contribute or spend time or volunteer, please do reach out to them. Once again, thank you, the community members, for having me and talk about this.
Thank you, Samba. And today, next agenda is we are going to move to the knowledge sessions. So as of now, we've seen the introduction and then the foundation and the keynotes from the team 24. So now, the next session, the first session is going to be by Murthy AM, and he's going to talk about Jira product discovery from ideation on implementation. So I would like to welcome Murthy.
You getting down because you drunk.
Okay, I think all good. Just give me a few minutes. Okay, I think we're good. Good morning, everyone. My name is Murthy. Once again, welcome everyone to the Teams event. Before I start, I want to again congratulate our Atlassian community. I saw that when Tamanna was presenting 228 plus chapters, and the award goes to our community. A huge round of applause once again to Girish, Tamanna, Nagaraj, and as well as Vishnu. So today I'll be talking about Jira product discovery. We also have a booth outside, and I would also request you guys to please come and visit the booth. I'll like to start off a little bit on a lighter note or some entertainment part, and then I'll go into the actual serious topic because it's Saturday morning and I still don't see many of them. I don't see any smiles in most of your faces. I'm not sure whether it is due to a huge queue that you have to go through for the registrations. But anyways, yeah. So I'll be talking about Jira product discovery. So you heard the news about one Jira. So Jira work management and Jira software is now merged and called as one Jira. But still there are a couple of other Jiras out there, right? There is a Jira service management, and then there is a Jira product discovery, which is mainly meant for the product team. So we'll see that, and especially what features the Jira product discovery provides, how it can help with the discovery process, and then take it into the delivery process, right? So today, if you see, there are not many tools which is available to do the discovery part of it, mainly from the ideation point of it. So we'll see how it goes. So just a quick introduction. Again, my name is Murthy. I'm working in Microgenesis from last 3 years. I'm working as a manager for technical services. I primarily take care of pre-sales and as well as delivery and also on support side and end-to-end in Atlassian when it comes to any products in Atlassian, any implementations, migrations, custom developments. So we do end-to-end including the trainings. So as I said earlier, let's start off with a little lighter note. So what I've done is I've bought a couple of memes just to make you all get involved, and I just want you guys to just relate to it. And if in case it's very closer to you, just raise your hands. How many of you know what are memes? I hope all of you are familiar what memes are. Yes? So those who are in social media, anybody who is not in social media here in this room, interesting to know. Not in social media? Except LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not a social media. No. LinkedIn is not a social media. Don't call LinkedIn a social media. But anybody who's not in Instagram? Wow. How do you spend your time then? Interesting. Someone who is not in Instagram? Really interesting. Okay, I'll play a couple of memes. Let's relate to it. Okay, I'll try to keep it closer to the IT perspective or Atlassian perspective, so you guys can relate to it. How many of you have gone through this scenario? Quite a few hands, right? Where you end up creating a ticket. You are the reporter. You are the assignee, right? Anyone who has done that? You done that? But why? Tracking purpose. Who will track? End of the day, it will be you. End of the day, it will be you who will be tracking, right? Okay, let's see the next one. This I've seen this too frequently. When someone has a task, don't touch it without a Jira ticket, right? This is on the dev side. How many are from dev here? Anybody, any dev here? I know a couple of them are here. Have you fixed the bug? Yet to? This is from the senior and the junior dev point of view. Easier way to fix the bug. How do you fix the bug? Just comment it out. Just comment the code. That's it. No error. You don't need to fix the bug. This is an interesting one from the agile point of view. I've seen that. I've seen that in my team. I've seen that in a couple of teams, right? You just define the story points. When the sprint planning is happening, what is the story point? 5, 13, right? And when you try to fix it within an hour, I think this is the reaction, right? Not me, yeah? Okay, we have documentations. We have good documentations. But yes, in some cases, there will be that one single resource. Every knowledge will be in his head. This is from again from the coding perspective, and then I think I've seen this. People literally do the stuff within Jira. I think this one definitely a couple of you will relate to it. So you will be asked an estimate, and that will end up becoming a deadline. That will be the SLA. That will be the deadline. Okay, I'll have one last one. This is the custom one which I specifically created. And I hope by the end of the session you'll realize why, right? So that's the main intention why so my topic is Jira product discovery. I want you guys to, by end of the session, start looking at the Jira product discovery. Okay, so this will be the quick agenda. I'll be talking about a little bit about us, Microgenesis, then I'll be talking about why Jira product discovery, who it is for, how does it help, and all the various features that is available in Jira product discovery. The product teams especially has to listen to this because this will be helpful mainly for the product teams. And we're going to also talk about the roadmap features, how you can connect with existing Jira, the roles and plans. And if time permits, I'll also walk you through the live demo. Otherwise, I think, as I said, we have a booth out there. You can always walk up to our booth and you can take any demo on any of the tools, right? So just a quick introduction. Microgenesis has been there in the market for more than 2 decades, and we have serving more than 12 plus industries, and we have 300 plus clients across the globe. And we are also serving in more than 12 plus countries. And apart from Atlassian, we also have more than 10 plus strategic partnerships with leading technologies. And also the solutions and services we provide more than 12 plus technologies. We are also ISO certified and also CMI by Dev accredited, as you could see. So this is some of our technology partnership. We are a platinum solution partner of Atlassian, and we are also cloud specialized partner. But apart from that, we also have partnerships with IBM, Microsoft, PTC Codebeamer, GitLab, and Kofax, and various other technologies. And these are some of the industries that we serve. We serve more than 12 plus industries, as I mentioned, and these are some of the industries, starting from the aerospace, automotive, defense, IT, high-tech, manufacturing, financial services, pharma, service sector, even the transport and logistics, even a couple more industries apart from this. And this is our global presence. We are headquartered in Bangalore in India. We also have one office in Bangalore as well in India. And we have client serving offices in India, Germany, Sweden, USA, and even in Dubai. And we also have development centers in India and as well as in Germany. And our partner network, it's spread across the globe. So apart from being a platinum solution partner, we are also into Atlassian Marketplace. We have our own apps already available in Marketplace, both for on-prem as well as cloud. Right now we have 3 apps. FEJ is one of our first app. As the name says, it's a field extractor for Jira. It'll help you with extracting the content from the summary, from the description, automatically populate into a custom fields. And you will get to have a lot more admin functionalities in terms of defining your own regex pattern, and that will do the magic in the behind. And we also have a couple of other apps, Space Calendar for Confluence. This one mainly we developed this keeping the standard Confluence users in mind, because with the standard plan, usually you won't get a space level calendars, but our app will help on that part. It will covers all the features that you usually get with the Space Calendar. And the third one, we also have a field mirror for Jira. Again, as the name says, it can auto-populate the values into the fields from another issue, which can be looked into and fetch the values. And as I mentioned, we have these apps for all three. All 3 apps are available from on-prem as well as cloud. And a special announcement for all the teams attendees over here. You can walk to our booth, and only today we'll be offering all 3 apps for free for 1 year. So you can avail the 1 year subscription. So you just come to our booth and you can just register your email ID and just take your promo code, and you can leverage your apps. And we'll also have our code development team available in the booth in case of any technical questions related to the plugins. We'll also be happy to help you out. So right, now the main topic, the Jira product discovery. As I said, it mainly helps to take from ideas and then to the delivery. Mainly which will help you to build what really matters. Because in today's world, first you need to decide what to build before you start building it, unlike the past, right? Because you'll have a lot of ideas, not just one idea where you will start from inception, you'll take it to the end, right? You'll have tons of ideas where you need to prioritize, then take it ahead, right? So you need to keep a track of all those ideas or feedbacks or anything that is coming in, whether it could be from customers or even from your business. And you also need to make sure that the entire team is participating, especially in the discovery process, not just one single person or a product manager, right? So team has to participate. So a JPD, which is a short form of Jira Product Discovery, will help with all of this, right? Whether in terms of capturing the ideas, in terms of involving a team, and also various other features. So we'll see how it can help. So in short, JPD is a prioritization and also a road mapping tool. So why Jira product discovery? So that's the main question, because we already have a Jira, we already have JSM, there are a lot of products out there. So we need to understand why Jira product discovery, right? So today, if you see, let's say software teams, they have their own frameworks, the agile framework, so they can deliver faster, cheaper, and also better, right? And even if you take in terms of product, you have tools like Jira, which is Beast, which can help you to do the backlog planning, the sprints, all the agile ceremonies, right? So that'll help you with that. And if you see the operations team, again, they have the DevOps. They have their DevOps, which will help them to scale and then deliver faster and also to improve. So that's an advantage that you have, especially with the DevOps. And then you have tools like Bitbucket, or even the service management point of view, you have a Jira service management. But when it comes to product teams, what do they have? Really not much, right? Today, we have seen the product managers managing through the spreadsheets, or even some of them are doing the reverse engineering and taking help of the Jira itself, right? So the Jira product discovery can become a home, right? It will be a home for the product team. So yeah, JPD is for the product team, but who exactly it's for, right? It's not just for a product manager. Of course, product manager is a core part or a center part of any product management, but there are various other teams also has to be involved, right? Especially primary users, definitely it will be a product managers or even the operations team, especially when you're working in Jira service management or Jira software. But there are also secondary users, right? Let's say extended product teams. It could be a product engineers, it could be designers, or even it could be a marketing team, or a customer facing teams such as sales or the research team or a customer support and success teams, right? And apart from that, even the leadership, obviously the executive leadership also has to be involved. All this will collectively form a good product team, right? So as you could see, this is specifically meant for all the teams. And interestingly, for those who have already started using Jira Product Discovery, Atlassian also has done a quick survey to understand what they were using earlier, right? And surprisingly, around 60% of them were literally not using much. Around the 30% of them were using spreadsheets. Around 21%, as I mentioned, they were kind of doing a reverse engineering and using a Jira software backlogs. And around 9% literally using nothing. Maybe I think just an idea and then they used to develop, right? Something like that. So around 60%, this is what the survey says. And if I actually see it's all that we have to convince even the 30% or even the 10%, 40%, JPD is just better than Excel. That's the maximum that we need to even convince to take it ahead, right? So how does JPD help, especially from the product management point of view? The first important point is it can help bring a structure to the chaos. Now, when I say structure to the chaos, especially when you're building a products, there are so many things, so many data points, so many analytics, so many inputs that you'll have to capture, right? And all those has to be in one single place. And how can PMs gather it and prioritize it and then put the right ideas in place, prioritize and take it ahead? JPD will be the platform for that. And the second most important one is to get everyone on the same page, right? Especially when it comes to product development, there are many teams involved. And it'll also help to take the pressure off the product managers, allowing them to have a single place. Let's say there will be a sales team who will come and ask you what's happening, what's the products coming in, when it is coming in, right? So JPD will answer that. And you might have your boss who might ask you, what is the pipeline for the next quarters or coming years, right? So JPD will give you such views, which can make even the PM's life more easier. And apart from that, bridging the gap for those who are already in Jira software, JPD, since it belongs to the same Atlassian family, mainly the Jira family, it will be very tightly integrated. Not just any third-party poor app integrations. It will be very natively integrated, and we can have a two-way communication between the delivery as well as the discovery team. So we'll see how that can be done. I'll also showcase how we can connect and what things that we can see from JPD and even from the Jira software. Yeah. So coming back to features, again, there are various features that is available in Jira Product Discovery. To begin with, capturing of an idea. So it's mainly built on the similar skeleton as Jira software or Jira Service Management, but it has a lot more advanced features and more suited for the product management point of view. So you can create ideas, again, as you could see, and you can capture all the information required when it comes to an idea, and you can prioritize that, you can collect the feedbacks, it could be a hypothesis, it could be any solutions, right? You can capture it. And you will also get idea templates, which is built within an idea, let's say within a description. You can leverage this template, and you can also further customize and create your own template and make that as a standardized format, right? In terms of capturing or gathering the information. So this will mainly help you with that. And apart from that, having an idea in one place is really good. It's great, but idea will only be powerful when you support it with useful information, right? Let's say you might have an idea, then you might go through some blogs, community chats or community posts, some aspirational blogs, or someone might ping and give you the information. So all this information is good, but you'll have to put those into one place. That's when it will make the idea better, right? So with the Jira Product Discovery, with click of a button, if you're on any web page, you can send that piece of information into an idea. Right? You really don't need to copy, take a screenshot, then put it into a comment or an attachment. So you'll also get a free Chrome browser extension. So with that, you just go to a web page, just select the content that you want to send it to an idea, and the browser extension will give you the project to select, the site to select, and also the idea to select. And with the click of a button, all that content will go directly lie inside an idea. And it will lie in the concept of insights. Apart from what comments section, you'll also get something called as insights. You can capture multiple insights, and you can also give a rating for each of the insights. Let's say a community post, which has a more value and taking the idea forward, right? You'll be able to do that. So next is JPD will also give you a couple of views. There is a list view, which is again the most popular one, which Atlassian has recently released, which will help you to compare your ideas based on certain criteria, based on a field, based on an effort, or based on any component, right? Whatever it could be. And it will also be backed by a lot of granular fields. You'll also get a custom fields and also formula fields, especially in JPD built natively available. You can also do some formula calculations and capture the results. So this is a list view, and it will also help you to filter it and also sort the ideas. And the next one, it also has some matrix views, mainly to give you the visual representation of what ideas to take forward, which are the quick win ideas, right? Based on any two fields, you can create a matrix view, let's say based on effort versus the business impact. You will be able to quickly create the matrix views, and it will show you the clear graphical representation of what ideas should go in first, right? And you can also engage your stakeholders. Now, Jira Product Discovery, as I talk about it, I'm going to talk about the different roles which is available in JPD. JPD is unlike the existing tools. You really don't need license for everyone, right? The ones who create an idea, they would need a license. Whereas there are different roles called contributors and there is a stakeholders who really don't need a license at all. You can let them use the tool without having to pay for them, right? I'll cover that. So especially it will let you to share your views with your stakeholders. Let's say you can have an idea and you might have a set of stakeholders. If you want to gather their votes or gather their comments or the reactions, you can do it through the Jira Product Discovery. Let's say you can allocate a set of votes, let's say 10 votes you can allocate to a stakeholder, and you might ask them to rate it for around 10 ideas, right? They can distribute their votes to ideas. Either they can distribute all of their votes to one idea or distribute to a different ideas, right? So again, sharing the view is very simple. You'll have to just copy the link and then add the particular stakeholder's email ID or an Atlassian account, and you'll need to just pass on that link and they'll be able to access it. And the interesting thing is the stakeholders don't even need to be in Jira, right? So all they need is a link. With that link, they'll be able to access all the views that you have created. So then there are roadmaps that you get it. This is one of the most important feature. Again, as I said, you can share it across to your stakeholders, your business teams or sales teams and other teams. So they'll know what is coming, when it is coming, and also the why part, right? The reasoning part also, they'll be able to view it. And this will be a real-time view. So it can also even cut down your weekly meetings, right? Where you just join to give the updates on what is coming, when it is coming. So you'll have a up-to-date real-time view, which can be shared across. And similarly, there is a timeline view. As I mentioned, you can create it on a monthly basis or even on a quarterly basis. You can create and you can plan your ideas when it's going to come out. And again, this I can, instead of your stakeholders pinging and asking for what is the update, when it is coming, you can just refer to this particular view, right? So they'll have a clear picture on when it is coming and what is coming especially, and on all the detailed information also. So when I talk about the roadmaps, again, there is a roadmaps in Jira software also. Don't get confused with that. The roadmaps in Jira Product Discovery is a product roadmap in terms of when, why, and what is coming. But the roadmaps in software is mainly on the delivery point of view, right? All the granular items in terms of planning and also the delivery activities. So you need to clearly understand the difference between that. So then connecting to Jira, so it can seamlessly connect to Jira. You don't need to switch the tools. You don't need to work on a multiple tools, especially once you pick an idea, right? Let's say that is approved and taken through, you can create a Jira ticket right from the JPD, right? You can see the first screenshot on the left. You'll be able to create an epic under a given a project or a task or a story. You can create right within the JPD. You don't even need to switch the interface, right? To go into the different project. And once you create or once you link it, you'll be able to see the complete progress of that delivery. You'll be able to track right within the JPD. So this will also give a PMs a single place, right? To track all work, what's happening after the idea is approved and taken forward. So this view will definitely help you with that. And this is how the overall workflow would be. So you'll capture your ideas, you'll do the prioritization, multiple iterations, and you'll communicate with your stakeholders, your business teams and operations teams. And then finally, you'll take it to Jira software. And this is not a linear process. It will happen iteratively. You'll keep improving. You'll keep building on it. And this is an advantage, especially when you have both the tools connected. So again, when it comes to roles, as I said earlier, there are three roles. One is the creator. So any user who has a JPD license, he'll be called as a creator, and he's a must and should have a license, JPD license. And then there is a contributor. That is particularly any user who he should have an Atlassian account, and that user also should be in the site, should be part of your site. It doesn't need any product access. You don't need to give product access to JPD, Jira software, Jira work management, or any of the tools, but they just have to be in the site. As long as they're in the site, they can work on the ideas, they can contribute, they can add their comments, add their insights, do all those activities. But the creators will have a lot more additional features. They can create a project with JPD, they can create views, right? All those advanced features, creators will be able to do that. And beyond that, there is another role, stakeholder role. Again, this can be anything. You can create one custom role and you can just name it stakeholder or whatever you need. Again, stakeholders, all they need is an Atlassian account, and stakeholders don't even need to be in your site. So as I said earlier, contributors has to be in the site in order to do the activities, but the stakeholders, they don't even need to be in the site. All they need is an Atlassian account. So when you share a link, especially when you publish a view and you share a link, stakeholders, all they need to do is just log into the Atlassian account and access the link. So they'll be able to see the complete information of that particular view. So I'll show that, how exactly that will be. Again, this is a quick table representation. The creators are paid users. They have to be in Jira. They need a JPD license, and they'll be able to do what contributors can do, what even the stakeholders can do. When it comes to contributors, again, there's free. Free means free. There's nothing. They just have to be in the site. And same goes for the stakeholders as well. So when it comes to plans, today, especially Atlassian has 2 plans. Again, with Teams, Atlassian has also announced a premium plan, but that is not officially available yet, but it will be available soon. But there are 2 plans mainly. One is a free plan where you can have up to 3 creators and you can have unlimited contributors. For someone who wants to start off with a JPD, I think the free plan would be the best one. So you can explore, and then you can transition into the standard plan where you'll get unlimited creators, unlimited contributors. When it comes to the pricing, it's $10 per user per month. This is only for the creators. You don't need for the contributors or even the stakeholders, as I mentioned. And it's half the price of what the competitor tools, if you see in the market today. And it gives a lot more functionalities, as I mentioned. And you'll also have additional features because it's from the Jira family. So you can leverage the automations, you can create automation rules, especially let's say you have a delivery ticket connected, right? As soon as the delivery is done, you can automatically mark the idea as done. So you can do all those activities using the automations. So you'll get custom fields and formula fields, as I mentioned. This is an interesting feature which only GPD has today. You'll have a formula fields where you can calculate between the 2 other fields and populate the values, right? Where you can also write the expressions, and you can also do the Atlas integration, mainly in terms of goals and projects. You will be able to integrate it, and then you will be also able to share the links, especially with the JPD, as I mentioned, mainly for the stakeholders' point of view. And let's say if you have a duplicate of ideas, right? If you want to keep a list of all the ideas clean, then without deleting an idea, you can merge an idea with a single click. So it can archive another idea and it will copy all the content into the main idea. So these are some of the main features that is available as a part of JPD. And a couple of quick FAQs. Again, I've been hearing from many of my clients, especially when we talk about a JPD. So they ask, these are the frequent questions that usually they ask. So is there a data center version of a JPD? The answer is no. Right now, Jira Product Discovery is only for cloud, and then it will remain only for cloud. Atlassian don't have any plans to bring the JPD into the on-prem, right? So you need to be on the cloud. So can you use the Atlassian Guard, which is the Atlassian Access, as Girish mentioned earlier, mainly from the security point of view for your SSO or even the user provisioning? Yes, you can use it. Atlassian Guard can be used, especially for the creators. Only they will be billable users. For the contributors or other users, as long as you don't provide them a product access, but if you still keep it in the SSO policies, even they can leverage the SSO, similar to the Jira Service Management. So is there a mobile app? Right now, no. JPD doesn't have a dedicated mobile app, or it doesn't support in the Jira mobile. However, you can access it through a browser, and it works seamlessly even in the mobile browsers also. Data residency, yes, it is available for standard plan, and even for the premium plan, you're going to get a data residency. This is something which is recently initiated by Atlassian. And are there a premium enterprise editions? The answer is yes and no. Premium, as I mentioned, Atlassian has recently announced, which will be available shortly. But the enterprise is something which is not available yet, but Atlassian is working on that to build them with a lot more features. And support for the marketplace apps. Right now, JPD still doesn't yet support the functionalities of the marketplace apps. And that is also something which is in a pipeline, which we'll get to see it. So these are some of the main queries that we usually get to here, especially when we talk about a Jira product discovery. But if there is any questions beyond this, definitely you can reach out to me and reach out to our booth. We'll be able to help you. And definitely you can partner with us. So why partner with Microgenesis? Mainly, so as I mentioned, is because of our experience. We are in industry for more than 2 decades, and we have done projects for various industries, as I mentioned earlier. We have the expertise in terms of migration, implementation, even the custom development. We have done a lot of custom developments between the tools or within the same Atlassian tools as well. And our solutions also are practical and scalable, and mainly from the end user point of view where we design our solutions. And we have our dedicated skilled resources, and everybody in our team are double, triple certified practitioners. So that's an advantage. And our engagement models, starting from consulting, implementations, it's all flexible. We'll tailor make the engagements as per the requirements of a client. We also have a managed support offerings, which has various plans to help out our clients. And then obviously we have a lot of customer success stories over the years, even from the smaller industries to the large enterprise industries of all the scales. We have the customer success stories that we have with us. Right? Yeah, I think that's pretty much about. So I had a plan for live demo, but I think in the interest of the time, I'll take it up in the booth. So anyone who has any questions, I think we can take it up now. We have a booth right outside this hall. You'll see a Microgenesis booth. Please do visit anything related to Atlassian, any products, be it an implementation, migration, or the support. If you have any technical queries, any apps related, please do visit. And also, as I mentioned, our marketplace apps, you'll get a free subscription today for 1 year. You can enroll in our booth and take the promo code. So any questions? I think we can take quick few questions. I think we have a few more minutes.
Hello, myself Vivek. I'm from Cisco. So we have a use case where we are trying to replace. We have a tool called AHA, where the product managers feed in their ideas and then it syncs in with Jira. So we have this connector in place. So we are trying to. We are in basically in ideation phase where we are planning to migrate the tool, in fact, AHA to Jira Product Distributor. So what challenges do you see in terms of migration stuff, and what extra benefits do JPD provide apart from what I see?
So one thing, again, AHA is one of the competitor. Straight away, in terms of pricing, it is half the price of what even AHA has, right? So beyond that, since you're using your Jira for the delivery point of view, so it is, if you use a JPD from the discovery point of view, the both will stay connected. You don't even need a third-party integration to bring it from AHA to Jira software and then keep it in sync, right? So you'll end up having two places. You have to switch between the tools, be it for the product teams or even for the delivery teams. If you have it within JPD, you'll be able to track it seamlessly. So that's an advantage that you're gonna get.
Okay, and does JPD have their own API directory or something?
Yeah. So they have the APIs. In terms of migrations, you can bring the existing ideas. Let's say if you have it in AHA, you can migrate it over to the JPD, and then you can start building it. It has the APIs because it's the same Jira, right? You'll be able to leverage those.
Right. And one last question, a quick one is, in AHA, one limitation which we have is we cannot make a particular field mandatory. So what about JPDs?
Yeah, you can do it.
We can do that. Okay.
So again, because it's on the same platform as Jira, so similar to Jira software JSM, you can make field mandatory. You can even create a formula fields, as I mentioned, which is specifically for the JPD. You can do all those things. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vinayak Shishadri
Yes, sir.
from Tiger Petro, US. I just wanted to know that this Jira tool, is it compatible on AS400 and ES9000 architecture? These are super minis and mainframes.
I'll have to check that. Is that on the compliance point of view you're asking?
No, these are different machines,
Okay.
computer machines.
Computer machines, okay.
Yeah. Like in banks, we use
Understood,
IBM AS400, and World Bank, we use ES9000. Air India is using ES9000 mainframe.
Understood. I can check and confirm you that there is a supporting operating systems and especially the machines which Atlassian has a list. I can check and confirm you on that.
Yeah, you can go to their Microgenesis booth or a Haiku also we have here. So any one of them, both are solution partners. So for the Atlassian, so they can answer to that. You can visit. Any other questions? Yeah, I'll take only one question because the next session will be start.
Hi, I'm Mihir, working for LTI Mindtree. So I have question on the product discovery part. So we have captured the ideas. Then after that, what? Like, is there like anything we can capture hypothesis to validate those ideas? Is that some?
Yeah, you'll be able to, as I mentioned. So apart from capturing, you can have your own templates defined and you will be able to capture an idea. So once you have an ideas capture, that's when JPD will help you to prioritize it, capture the insights. It could be a hypothesis. You can capture it from anywhere, any web page or even from your Slack or Teams. You can easily integrate it. You can bring in the supporting data from any of these places into the idea. Once it is there in the JPD as a form of an idea, then it's all about prioritizing it. And you'll also have a workflow. By the way, that's something which I did not touch base. Similar to Jira, every idea you can build the workflows and take it to a different stages. Let's say in terms of approval and taking it ahead, right? You can prioritize whichever the big wins based on the votes or based on the comments. You can then take the ideas into the next stage and then create it in the delivery also.
Okay.
Hello, Murli here from LTI Mindtree. Actually, once you capture the ideas, right, and let's say that some of them are reference to some industry standards, IEEE or whatever. So, is there a way that we can acknowledge them? Because otherwise there can be a copyright infringement or something of that. In order to avoid that, we would ideally acknowledge their copyrights or intellectual properties. Or how do we do that in the product?
No, you'll not be able to acknowledge that. You see, JPD is mainly meant to capture the ideas and manage those ideas from the product management point of view, right? But acknowledgement, I don't think so that you can do it directly from the JPD. You'll be able to capture all those as insights. It won't stop you from capturing it.
Yeah, maybe we are not able to hear you, but you can reach out. You can walk to their booth, so they will help you on that. Yeah.
Okay, I think in the interest of time, I think please come to our booth. I think if you have any additional questions, I think we can take it from there. Once again, thanks everyone.
Thank you, Murthy. It's a very knowledgeable session about JPD. And guys, from now we have another room, which is track room. There is one more session is running now in there at the same time. So how many of you using DevOps here? Okay, how many of you using Jira Service Management? Either it's on-prem or cloud? Good. So the next session we have on safeguarding your DevOps journey, backup and recovery strategy for uninterrupted success. Okay, and which is by Amarnath from Haiku. So I would like to invite Amarnath on the stage. And at the same time, guys, so if there is one more parallel session is going to be start in Arabica Robusta Hall, which is improving your service reliability through JSM, Jira Service Management or Jira Change Management. So you can walk there also. We have stalls available. So you can listen from them also. Okay, thank you.
Haiku. Haiku is about 6 years old. It's a startup. It's a very small company. But we have about 4,000 plus customers across the globe, across about 120 countries. What we do is actually, we build data protection products and we back up the customer data. That being said, if the data is anywhere, we back it up to everywhere, wherever you would like it. That being said, we back up data, your enterprise applications on-prem, hybrid cloud, private cloud, or even in the public cloud. That's what we do. Last year, we embarked on a new journey. That was about SaaS applications or cloud services. And do you guys know how many SaaS applications your company uses or you use? So on an average, a company uses about minimum of 150 SaaS applications. Not a lot of people know that. I worked at NetApp, and we used about 2,500 plus applications. Nobody knew about that. When you go into the back-end operations is where you figure that this much of SaaS applications, that's the amount of data that is actually sitting in the cloud. And nobody knows how to back it up. We decided to go ahead and solve this problem for our customers. Okay, now let's take a look at how many SaaS applications exist in the world today. There are about 16,000 plus SaaS applications that are actively used in the United States alone. About across the globe, there are about 30,000, something like that. Let's focus on the 16,000 applications. Can we really go ahead and one company can build that? No, it's not impossible. It's definitely impossible for one company to go solve the problem. We decided to actually build a platform called as our cloud. Our cloud is a platform where any of you, anybody for that matter, can come and develop a backup application on top of a platform. And a simple example is Microgenesis, our solution partner here. They built the Bitbucket backup module, right? And so far, since last year, we've built about 70 different applications that we support in terms of backing up in the cloud. And we focus very highly on the Atlassian portfolio. And we currently have about Atlassian Jira software, service management, Confluence, work management, product discovery, and asset and configuration management, Trello, Bitbucket, and also we have GitLab and GitHub, right? That being said, we can back up the entire version control systems also along with your project management tools. That's not just it, right? Now, let's talk a little bit about this whole data center transformation, how the data transferred or how the data center transformed from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, right? If you remember back in the 2006 to 2007 timeframe, I still remember Hyper-V and VMware were just play tools for IT organizations. That's about it. They were just playing around with it. A lot of the test environments were actually sitting in these virtual platforms. But otherwise, this 2008 recession hit us so badly across the globe. Then this whole thing came about, IT slowed down, IT spending slowed down. That's when IT teams started scrambling about looking at something called as resource sprawls. That being said, what a sprawl means is it's not fully utilized. They decided to actually embark on a journey of virtualizing everything. Then came the journey of actually private clouds. Organizations started hosting their critical applications, business applications in a private cloud and delivered them as a service. Around the same time is when this whole Amazon happened. Amazon Web Services or the Amazon Cloud. And then slowly we started moving critical applications and non-critical applications, whatever would work for the organizations, we moved it into the cloud. Now, hit a fast forward to about 2020. That's when the cloud adoption accelerated to the core. A lot of companies were literally forced to actually move their applications into the cloud because to be able to support the working conditions at that point in time, because a lot of us were actually remote. We had to have access to the applications and work on them, right? That's what it was. Now, this is the kind of transformation that organizations have gone through. Now, let's focus on this particular journey today. What we're talking about is DevOps. I saw a lot of hands raised when it came to DevOps. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you are in the cloud today? Quite a few. Have you encountered a data loss? Nobody encountered a data loss. You guys are very lucky. Because let me kind of rewind a little bit, 2 weeks ago when I was at Team 24 event, there's this customer walks in, they moved into the cloud, they accidentally actually deleted a few things and that data is actually technically gone. We're talking about Murphy's Law here. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That being said, it is important for you to actually back up your data. Now, another question to you is in terms of, do we understand the scenarios and consequences of data loss? Let me give you this study, right? Aberdeen Group ran a study back in 2012, actually, about data losses. And that study is still very relevant. 65% of the data loss is actually because of an end user. Nobody else. Rest of the 35% is because of the external elements like ransomware, to virus, malware, whatnot, and all of that. But 65% of the time, when a data loss occurs, that's because of a human error. That being said, there are times where it's irreversible. These recycle bins actually are a good first step protection. Maybe it only gives you time, say for example, 15 days of recycle bin. That gives you the ability to be able to restore the data only within 15 days. What if after that, right? There are times where it's completely irreversible also. In Asset, there was a customer who walked in and said, hey, you know what? There is this guy who deleted about 6,000 issues. That's gone. You can't get it back at all. So data loss is definitely imminent, right? We are talking about accidental deletion, sometimes malicious intent, or probably even a wrong rogue script could actually kind of completely, derail you guys, right? And then this is not just about the Atlassian or the DevOps world, right? We're talking about your critical systems of DevOps actually running in the cloud also. What about AWS, for an example, right? So there is possibility of data loss there too because somebody could accidentally delete an EC2 instance. This has happened for real, right? That's the reason why we come into play and we try to help our customers build a backup solution. Now, we can argue about, you probably, what's going on in your mind is in terms of really, I did not encounter any data loss here, but why am I responsible? What is my responsibility here? Remember one thing, there's something called the shared responsibility. A lot of you would have commuted in a car today, and you probably gave it for valet. Do you know the terms and conditions of a valet? They provide you the service, but the point is they don't guarantee that if the damage occurs to your car, they're not responsible for that. That same responsibility, shared responsibility comes here also. What is Atlassian responsible for? Atlassian is responsible for continuity and availability of your Jira services. That's about it. Now, when a data loss occurs, what happens? Can you call Atlassian and actually help them, ask them to help you restore the data? They don't. Does Atlassian back up their data? Yes, they do. That's your data too. That's only for their continuity purposes and not for recovery when you actually encountered a data loss there, right? So this is the analogy that we were just talking about. Now, this is a real customer, Tartu City Government. Look at this, right? There was 2,000 assets that actually disappeared in a second. That's just gone because he was noting down saying that a deletion was set to object type rather than object. This is human error, right? And they called Atlassian support. Atlassian said, hey, it's your data, you are responsible for it. It's very important for you to understand the shared responsibility model. Okay, Atlassian never told you about this. Do you know where these, not just Atlassian, any service provider for that matter, right? Say for example, Microsoft 365. These responsibilities, roles and responsibilities are not for the administrators. They are in the terms and conditions, which is not signed by you. They are taken care by the legal department. You were never aware that there is a responsibility for me to actually protect the data myself. That's the point that we are talking about, right? Now, from a checklist standpoint, by default, you would enable MFAs, limit and monitor access and permissions, etc. Delete and branch protection rules for Git. And from a recovery standpoint, it's important for you to actually back up your assets on a daily basis and make a copy of it, not in the source itself. That being said, we're talking about how good is a backup when you actually store it in the source itself. When the source goes down, did you remember the 2022 Atlassian downtime? The application was down for 8 days. That was the longest that they endured. And it actually kind of brought a lot of customers to a standstill because they were not able to make progress. And now, we're talking about unified protection and recovery for across an organization, right? Now, our portfolio covers the entire Atlassian products that you could be using, which includes your version control systems, Bitbucket by Atlassian, GitLab, GitHub, whatever it is, Trello, Jira Software, Service Management, Confluence, product discovery, and also work management. All of these products are something that you can protect with us. And of course, that's not the end of it. We actually protect a lot of different applications also, right? So that being said, I'd like to get away from this whole slideware and probably try to do a demo. I would like to show you the product itself. This is our product, our cloud, Protege, and this is the interface that you're provided with. This is delivered as a SaaS, software as a service to you. That being said, there's no on-prem applications or applications that you need to manage. test, adopt, etc., and all of that, because everything is taken care by us in terms of maintenance to whatnot and all that. Our release cadence is actually kind of every other day. There is something or the other we are fixing and pushing, new features that we are introducing, etc., and all of that stuff. This is completely seamless and completely transparent for you guys. From an access perspective, we also support single sign-on with multiple IAMs, and we also protect IAMs. For that matter, if you're using Okta, workforce identity, or probably customer identity cloud, or even AWS IAM, we protect that data also. And we are currently working on Entra ID, which will be released very, very soon. Sorry, let me log in. And what you'll be presented here is not just about, a dumb UI or something like that. There is something called, we built something called rGraph. rGraph is a discovery tool. It's free for you all. It's free for you all, meaning you can go to protege.com and sign up, and technically you will enter your IAM credentials, and we will discover all the applications that you're using. This is at least informational to you, right? This is the rGraph that I'm talking about. Now, what you're seeing is an engineering data protection set. This is specifically for engineering organizations. I have a few more like DevOps and other things. A data protection set is nothing but logically and virtually grouping your different applications into a single configuration policy setup. That being said, each different applications also can have multiple different types of policy. What is a policy here? A policy is an automation, nothing but you configure, telling this particular software, saying that how frequently do you want to back up, right? How frequently do you want to back up, at what interval, etc., and all of that, and also the retention periods in terms, say for example, there are organizations depending on the vertical that they belong to, BFSI for that matter. Banking and financial sector actually has its own retention requirements, say for example, 3 years. Healthcare probably has about 10 years of retention requirements for mission critical data and things like that, right? But depending on your organizational compliance requirements, you can set the retention levels to whatever it is, because we can provide indefinite retention period, even for 99 years, right? Also, we support multiple storage targets, which includes your storage endpoints in the cloud. The major predominantly used ones are Amazon S3, Azure Blob, and also GCP, Google Storage. Also, we support other cloud storage targets also. You can bring your own on-prem storage also. That being said, say for example, you have a data center, you have storage systems there, it's required, your organization requires to store the data on-prem for multiple different compliance reasons. NIS and DORA is probably a good example in the European Union, right? So we support multiple targets also. Now, let me kind of go to the SaaS applications here. Now, here is where the whole thing gets started, right? Now, let me show you the marketplace. Here is a marketplace where you have the 70 different plus applications that we support, including Amazon, Atlassian, other project management tools, to your infrastructure as a code, etc., and all of that, which includes Terraform and AWS CloudFormation, etc., and all of that. Now, all you need to do is just go ahead and actually say configure. And you're presented with a window which actually asks you to configure the source. Jira software is the source here. All you need to provide is actually a username and an API token for us to be able to kind of connect to the application. And then you can actually set a policy. We discover, once you configure the Jira, we immediately discover, run a discovery service, and we discover all the projects that you have in your Jira subscription, right? And that being said, these are the projects that we've discovered for multiple different applications, but let's pick Jira. This is an workload management project here. So if you see here, I'll have a snap and a copy. What does it mean, right? It's a backup, and also I am maintaining a secondary copy. Depending on your organization's requirement, you can actually maintain a copy in another secondary location. There are organizations that actually require that. Now, let me tell you how simple it is, right? Now, when you go ahead and click a restore button, now this is the level of granularity that we can provide. So you can restore at a project level, which is the highest level of restore. You can do it in epic, task, attachment, subtask, or even whatever granular configurations that you have. And if you take Jira Service Management for that matter, you can actually restore at multiple different types, issue type schemes, issue types, screen schemes, etc., workflows, tasks. And we're talking about multiple levels of granular recovery that we can provide, and this happens in a snap. Because you don't need to export the data, and you don't need to manually process it, you don't need to manually import it, which actually is very, very time consuming. And there's a limit also that you can only do that export once in 48 hours, right? You can't do it every day. So where organizations who require a stringent SLA in terms of RPO and RTOs, we come in handy and we help you there. This is not just about that. This provides a unified view of your entire data protection posture. This is very, very important, right? Rather than going into multiple UIs and managing these backups, you have a perspective in terms of how frequently, how good are your data protection status for your mission critical applications. With that, I will probably conclude this. I will open it up for questions. We have good 10 minutes and happy to actually answer questions. Was that a very boring session?
Hello, my name is Gyaneshwar Bhardwaj. So I have one question. When the company takes the backup, okay, so they take the consent from us, and how that backup is helpful for us? And
so consent is when you actually configure the source, you're already naturally providing a consent by configuring the source. Okay. That's a consent. And what was the second part of the question?
Means how these backups are helpful for us.
So the backups are helpful. These are like insurance policies, right? Okay. When, forgive my language, but when shit happens, that's when these backup copies actually come in handy. Like I said, this Tartu city government, right? They lost 2,000 issues. There was another customer I referred, 6,000 issues. Simple, wrong script. Once that data is gone, it's gone, right? Schemes for that matter. Schemes are deleted. Everything else is gone. You can't recover it. How do you recover it when you don't have a copy? This copy of the data will help you recover the data when it lost.
Okay. And what are the servers? Means in which location these servers are?
So we have our service hosted across multiple regions, multiple availability zones. It depends on which region you're operating out of. That's where we will provision these workers to be able to kind of take the backup to maintain the data residency requirements across multiple jurisdictions.
Okay, thank you.
And the data is actually encrypted in flight and also at rest.
Is it provide air gap?
Yes, we do. We have air gap solutions also, and you can actually bring in your own storage with air gap also. We support that. That's the primary purpose of actually protecting it from malware and ransomware and things like that, right? So yes, we do.
Thank you.
Any other?
Hi, Aman this side from Quantify Analytics. Good session. My first question is that I saw some services of AWS like AWS Key Management like that. So in your platform, do you store that particular data in the same manner how AWS is doing it?
Yes, we do, but it's encrypted. That being said, when you go to the storage endpoint, you're not going to be seeing it in a human or in an interpretable format. It's already encrypted, but we store the data exactly in the same format that is provided by AWS.
So let's say by any chance if AWS service is down or let's say the data gets deleted, we'll always have a copy in your platform.
Absolutely, you have that. You have the ability to be able to recover that also.
Okay, fine. My next question is that since you're talking about backup, retentions, multiple availability zones and whatnot, how do we ensure that we won't overdo it? Because at the end of the day, it's cost, right? The number of copies you maintain, the number of geographical locations you cater to, it's cost.
Yes, of course. There's egress involved in everything. When you extract the data out of the cloud, putting the data in the cloud does not cost anything, but extracting it absolutely introduces egress. Like I said, we don't overdo anything. The point is in terms of we take your directions. That being said, say for example, you have a 24-hour SLA and it's configured to run once in a day and it'll run only once in a day, right? And if you configure it for 4-hour SLA, every 4 hours the backup will continue to run. It will have an impact, but the point is it's about the size of the data that we're talking about. And there are things that we've done to work on the egress also. What we do is when we take the data out of the cloud is exactly when the problem arises. That being said, if you are in a specific availability zone, we try to provision the storage target in that particular availability zone so that we can save the egress cost for you. Right? And also we have partnerships with storage companies like Wasabi and OVH, where we have a private pipe to the cloud service itself so that we can avoid egress charges. Egress is actually both ways, for us and also for you, for the customer also. It's one of the biggest problems in the cloud that we need to solve, And we have solutions for that. We can help you save on the egress costs.
That makes sense. The final question would be that, let's say, consider me as a new customer. I understand that data backup, recovery, retention, all these aspects are important, but I haven't outlined anything, so I don't have any key specific requirements to give it to you. So how do you suggest, or what is the way forward?
So my fundamental suggestion would be, first is actually, let's go ahead and understand how your data estate is distributed, right? I would just want you to have a perspective. You know that already, but the point is visualize it. Sign up for our cloud, the rGraph solution, right? rGraph is technically free. We don't charge our customers for that, anybody for that matter. You can sign up, first actually do a discovery of your services, and you will know exactly how your data is distributed, which different types of services are you using in the cloud, and then probably you can then investigate and figure out where your critical data is residing, and we'll help you with the decision-making process, right? If you still want to continue, hey, we want to use your product, let's go ahead and try it out. We will help you with the trial, and we will help you make the decisions in terms of where, when, what needs to be backed up and things like that.
Great, great. Only one final thing. Are you also in plans of, let's say, having GCP Azure introduced to this platform?
Oh, GCP is already there. GCP is already there. Azure, we are working on it right now. We support full Google Cloud, right? And AWS is also, we have a significant portfolio there. We've just gotten started on the Azure space. We're working on the Azure Compute, and we want to actually work on the Azure DevOps. And also, Entra ID is currently in the works right now.
Great, good to know that. Surely catch up. Thank you.
Absolutely, we should follow up. And I think we still have a good 5 minutes. Any other questions?
Hi, I'm Vinayak again here. I'm from Air Force. So we use a lot of satellite network and data transfer and aircrafts and all. So if you look at the war scenario which is going on between Ukraine and Russia and sanctions from the US, you see most of these cloud storage are from the US, which is via SATCOM or the Star Gateway. What if there's an intrusion by Russian satellite, missiles? Yesterday there was a test of a satellite destruction missile. So what happens to our data then?
I read about that. The satellites come into play only when it comes to actually data transfers. But data transfer through the satellite is actually pretty minimal at this point in time. Maybe the armies and the Air Force could be actually doing a lot of data transfer through the satellite, but majority, 90% of the data moves under the sea on these cables. So we don't anticipate, data loss in terms of, from a transmission perspective, right? But in any case, for that matter, your data is sitting in a storage endpoint at any given point in time. That's always actually, you can even use air-gap solutions also, which is technically going to be protected. And you also have the option to maintain multiple copies in multiple different geos to availability zones. But satellite, it's a very unlikely situation, I think, for the commercial cloud, not for the purpose-built secure cloud for where you come from.
In the marine cable also, let's say example of Japan, where when the tsunami and all came, they lost entire data of the country. So force majeure is something you can't do anything.
There's not a lot that we could do about it. Like I said, right, there's an insurance that you actually take, and these are like the probability of occurrence of these issues when you do a risk management exercise, right? The probability of occurrence of these are actually pretty minimal. Yes, that risk exists of a data loss, but the point is how probable it is. Probably maybe 0.1% of it could happen. If it happens, it happens, right? There's not a lot that anybody could do. That's why I said you could distribute your data in multiple locations to be able to kind of protect it. Geographically, yes.
So basically, we have enormous solutions for AWS data backups and recovery as well, and in GCP as well, long-term retention storages and all those. So why will I prefer this, and means what extra solutions are you giving to?
This is a fantastic question. There are two parts to it. Let me tell you that. Like I said, how good is a backup that is sitting in the source? Say, for example, AWS goes through an outage or probably some sort of a data loss. Your data is already lost there. Now, this is exactly the reason, if you're not aware of NIST and DORA, right? These are part of the EMEA data protection regulation, right? Fundamentally, that particular regulation very clearly dictates that you cannot have a backup in the source. It's very important for you to have a secondary location. That's from a compliance standpoint. Let me put it this way. Now there is AWS is not the only service that you're going to be using. Let's say, for example, you're a large enterprise, right? 100,000 employees and using tons and tons of cloud services. Not everything is going to be sitting in the cloud. Like for example, Atlassian, Salesforce, ServiceNow, these are some examples. And you don't want to be seen as a CIO or a CTO. I don't want to actually kind of go to each of these individual application UIs and manage the backups there, right? I need a centralized interface which actually provides me the perspective about how my data protection posture is for the overall organization, because these are compliance and regulatory requirements and things like that, right? That's when we come into play. And the second thing is, the first party backup solutions that are provided, they are great. They work amazingly. You say, for example, you're using EBS snapshots and things like that, right? But the point is in terms of, it's actually a point in time restore of a full image. You can't really do granular recovery. Hey, you know what? I have this EBS snapshot, but you take it back in time, but we help you actually kind of recover only the data that you need. That's the granular level of recovery. It comes in very, very handy. Otherwise, there's tons and tons of amount of manual effort involved in recovering a single particular file, right? That's the value proposition that we bring onto the table.
As you said that the backup is not in a human readable format, that is encrypted. So let's say if the service is down, let's say I took the backup of issues, all the issues, then if the Jira is down for a week, then how can we view that? Is it possible?
So today, we can't. But what we are doing at this point in time is we are solving this problem in two different parts. One is we are working on a sandbox seeding, right, which enables you to maintain a copy, active copy at any given point in time, which is much better than migrating data from one instance to another instance or whatever it is. We are also working on, this is something that we've heard from our customers. Every single customer who has come to us, they said we need business continuity and disaster recovery. We are working on that. What it means is a cross-instance restore. You can take the data from one instance and restore it in a different instance, right? That is coming later in the year, and that's how we're going to be solving this problem for you.
Okay, and let's say there is a new SaaS product which is not you are not taking that backup for now. So how long will it take for you to onboard that SaaS product?
So if you let us know what it is, right, it depends. So our engineering cycles are very, very short. Like I said, we built this purpose-built platform called as R Cloud. 70% of the code already exists there, which is required for us to build an application. All we need to do is actually just do specific engineering for that application, where we need to focus on the application consistency in bringing that data, right? Our engineering cycles are very small. Say, for example, for an application like Trello, it took us 6 weeks, right? And Jira software, our first MVP version was about 8 weeks. And then we continuously improve it, right? If we know that there is a requirement for a customer, and absolutely we're willing to work with you, and we can build that application in no time. I think we're over time now, right?
So we are over time. So we have a dedicated booth for Haiku, so please walk in there. And
please stop by our booth, and I have my team also along with me. We'd be very happy to have a conversation. We'd be happy to do a deep dive into the demo and show you the capabilities of the product itself. But I really appreciate your time on a Saturday listening to me. And it was a pleasure meeting you all. And thank you very much. And I'll let you guys break for lunch.
Thank you, Amar. Such a very nice session and very knowledgeable session. Guys, before we go for the lunch, so lunch will be ready in another 5 to 10 minutes. So meantime, you can visit Microgenesis booth, Atlassian booths, and Haiku we have. So you can go there and you can talk to them about if you have any questions in another 5 to 10 minutes, next 5 to 10 minutes. And before that, if any one of you did not receive or don't have this wristband, please let me know. Without this, you cannot get a swag at the end of the event. Please make sure that. So if any one of you don't have it, please come and collect it. Okay. Somebody lost this valet parking. It's a 1059. You can collect from here. Valet parking for your car. It's a 1059. Okay, you can collect at a music desk. Okay, guys, I'll get you the